Hello there, moin moin ladies and gentlemen, Donspektor here with another review, and today for you I have something completely different. Yes, I've been sent this set of earplugs from a company called Saccater, I think that's how it's pronounced, question mark. And because this is audio related, and yes, if you're into audio, you should also be into protecting your own hearing, because yeah, as soon as it's gone, it ain't coming back. It's one of those things you want to protect it as well as possible. So in my day-to-day life, I have 3 or 4 sets of earplugs basically lying around most of the time, because yeah, I rather like to be protected and have one too many things with me than not being protected and then have hearing loss sooner or later. So yeah, that's why I agreed to review this, and as usual, disclaimer here, while they sent this over, they have not asked GoInfluence to say, for me to say anything positive or negative, and the only thing that they asked me, and this is really full transparency here, when I published this review between the 27th of March and the 3rd of April. So I'm recording this on the 27th and probably will release it on the 27th or 28th of March. And yeah, I have had about, give or take a week time to use this in all day-to-day situations now. And so I have managed to form a good opinion on this here. And yeah, as you probably have been aware by my reviews, let's first start with packaging and accessories, I would say. Yes. As you can see, this is packaging here. I have to say it looks pretty chic. I like this optics here. Then on the side here, you have some information about it. And on the back, there's some more information. And yeah, this is all very clear and easily seeable what you get here. Even the ear tips you get are listed here, plus the attenuation in decibels that we also have here. And so yeah, very clear, very easy to read. I like that. And opening this is also very straightforward. I like this as well. Usually just slide it out, and this is all cardboard. It's hollow here, so it also will at the same time double as a kind of cushioning, protecting what's inside here. And yeah, this is the box that it actually comes in. I have to say, like, this is appearing pretty premium to me. These hockey pokes you also get with quite a few IMs, just usually not made out of plastic. IMs usually come in an aluminum case. This here is, as you can hear, when we get a bit closer to the mic, yep, that's plastic. But it is pretty sturdy. I have no way of pressing this at all. And the only thing that I did notice here, you need to like rotate it quite a bit in order to open. Other IMs usually do this with like 2 rotations max. This is like 4 rotations or something like that. But yeah, just a minor point here that it could be improved. And then inside, foam protection here, foam protection here, and as you see, the actual product is this, and that is missing at the moment. But again, this is nicely structured here. We have the tips here that, as I said, range from XS, which, let me again check, XS is 10.6 millimeter, S 10.8, 12, M is 12.25, and L is 13.34. So I think these are pretty good sizes to deliver with your product. However, an XL would be nice to see here. Something like 14 millimeters is probably still lacking for a few people that have bigger ear canals. And the 10.6 millimeters, I mean, if you have really small ear canals, might be too small. Oh, sorry, let me get this in the picture. But overall, I didn't have an issue, and I have pretty damn small ear canal at the moment, and usually have XS tips as well. So, accessory-wise, this is exactly everything you probably need here. And there's a small point of contention here. Because you get this nice thing here, well, that means you're paying for that, right? So you are basically paying more for something that you basically only want this, because, let me get this out, this is the actual product. And as you can see, it also comes in a carrying case for on the go. I like to see that. And what I also like here, you have an additional strap so you can hang it on your keychain or somewhere else. Really like to see those small attention to detail, because most of the people probably will just take it with them somewhere and they just like to have it around. And yeah, this is a convenient way how to do this. However, one thing that I'm not sure about, as you can see, this is rubber or silicone, is not known to be the most durable overall, especially for something that actually has tension here. I think maybe like an actual fabric strap or metal would be better, but it's working, right? It gets the job done. Like, I've been using this for the last week and it has been doing fine. What is not fine, and again, I've struggled to open this, there's 2 small issues with this case here. First, the size is totally fine. You can see, right, it's like my finger are relatively long, so it's like it's still shorter than my smallest finger, but a bit more in girth. But opening this is really not simple. Issue number one, this is a pill shape, so there isn't much to grip onto. Issue number two, it's actually pretty damn tight closed. So really you need to, okay, I don't know what to, maybe go in. So we need to go in here like this and then apply actual force to get it open. So definitely will be a less force required to open this. But the inside actually is working rather well. You see a few standoffs here at the top that actually keep the product secure in here, or the earplug I mean. And yeah, the actual earplug, I think they call it Moment earplugs. Not to confuse with the other earplug, which looks pretty similar, which is called the Focus, which they also send over. I will take a look at these in a different review though. And after I checked this out, I still show you other accessories that they sent just for reference. Full transparency, yep, they sent all of these over. So that's actually a plug. And as you can see, this is hard plastic here. You can see like basically this is how do we call it? Do we call it a flat donut or something like that? So that's what we are going for. I'm not sure if the company Loop was the first one who used this design or somebody else. It doesn't matter. They go for something like this. But this is way smaller, I think, than Loop are. I don't have a pair of Loop here, right? So I can't say for sure. But I think Loop definitively is bigger than this. And I think, when we talk about build here, this is totally fine. This is hard plastic. There isn't much that can break here. But as comparison to the Focus earplug, I have to confess I do or would prefer this to be silicone or rubber. We can talk about more about when we comfort, but overall this build is fine. You can just plug the tip off like that, and then we can see the actual earplug here. And yeah, they are advertising this as a mesh with a, what did they say? Let me quickly. Revolutionary 600 mesh membrane and multi-layer micro-perforated noise reduction technology. Sounds very fancy, but it just basically means it's a mesh inside. It's a mesh that's used in IEMs or I think for tuning or filters generally. There isn't anything special that I could see here. So how this is working is basically at the front here, this is the outlet or the nozzle that goes in your ear, and we can see glue residues around it. But for something that's just an earplug, it's fine. I don't expect it to be built like an IEM. And then the noise actually enters here in this small hole, and we talk a bit more about this later on, but overall build quality of this is absolutely okay. Also the tips it comes with, as you can see here, those are pretty squishy on the outside, which I do like. Material is medium thin, like definitely not on the thicker side. But what I don't particularly enjoy is that the actual core, while not being super thick as we can see at the back here, it's not the thickest core, but the material they're using here is pretty damn hard. So pressing is like this is pretty difficult. And again, if you don't have the exact right ear for this, this could lead to discomfort later on. But overall build actually is pretty damn fine. Like I don't have many complaints at all with this here. As I just said before, I wish you could choose if you want the plastic case or not, so you maybe save like a few bucks with it. But overall, is okay. And feeling a bit premium, I have to confess. And then next, comfort and fit as usual. And again, I have to come back to the plastic build here. The problem with this is it is not pliable. And that means if it is in your ear and it touches your pinna somewhere, it will cause discomfort. And while generally if I just wear this day-to-day life on the commute, at the office, or I didn't have a chance to wear it in a concert, but I had a chance to go to a recording of a concert in cinema, and yeah, I mean, this wasn't really necessary there because this is not loud enough for that, but still I had the chance to try it, and yeah, if you just wear it in this, it's fine. But where I wouldn't recommend this is in bed for sleeping. Issue again, it's hard plastic, really, it's hard, it doesn't deform at all. And you can even see here that they decided for whatever reason to make this kind of hollow at the bottom, so that creates some additional hotspots. And really sleeping on my side, while okay if you have a soft pillow, wasn't great at all. And similar issue I had actually under my motorcycle helmet. Yes, it's almost April here in Germany, and I have been able to use my motorcycle already. I have it registered the whole year, so yeah, even in December, so I could use it, but weather wasn't that great. But now I've already tried it, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it even in the motorcycle, because it's just the helmet pressing on my ears just a bit much. It just causes a bit too much of a hotspot here. So I don't really love the comfort of this. But again, let me stress, if you just use it for what they claim you're supposed to use it for, like just attenuation outside, I think this is absolutely fine. Like, it fits me pretty damn well, and I might only prefer something like the Happiest earplugs, which I've gotten also some time ago, because those are a bit more oval and just generally fit me a bit better. But with the sizing selection of ear tips we have, I think most people will be pretty happy in terms of comfort here. Again, just, yeah, if you have pressure on your ear, I think there is improvement potentially here. And next, there's no sound today. I mean, this is really not creating sound, so we can only talk about attenuation in this case and usability. And yeah, as you saw before, and again, let me show you, this is rated for 13 decibels of attenuation. So this is not a lot, and this already limits the use cases for this quite a bit. Okay, I have a short quote for you here, what this is supposed to be used for. Music performances, home theater experience, open office spaces, urban commuting, to protect your hearing at concert, live entertainment, theater, motorcycle, travel. So, yeah, this is the first claim here, and the second claim I have is for you here. 100-degree angle design for a more natural, immersive sound experience. Okay, so there's a few things to unpack here, and I think I will be starting off, unlike in my script, with the 100-degree natural whatever here. So yes, this is what I tried to tackle before. There's a hole here that lets some sound through. That means, yeah, that's the difference between 13 decibels here and 17 decibels. Let me flip it around. Wrong orientation. 7 decibels here. Literally the hole on the inside here. And what they basically want to say is, well, due to how this is shaped here, like with this oval donut shape and the slight contouring on the inside, this is supposed to basically capture the sound and direct it to the hole here, and then whereby to your ear. And I mean, unfortunately, I lack the equipment to really measure how the noise is guided through here. But I have my doubts this is actually working as they say it is. So one of the issues is, in order for this to work, the sound needs to exactly flow in the right orientation, like this basically, and then it might be guided in this direction. However, if it throws in like this, it will be bounced off in this direction, and many more pathways are possible. So I'm not sure if this actually is working. I give them credit, they actually shaped this inside here. It's a bit difficult to see on camera, so but there is not just a donut shape, like there's a bit more going on. I just have my doubts it's going to work. And practically speaking, or subjectively speaking, in day-to-day life, I don't think this is that great in terms of keeping the spatial cues from the outside. And yeah, sure, the attenuation in the treble department is not the most wavy, or on the mid to treble, not the most wavy one, so it's relatively flattish. But still, like, really using this for sport, for instance, outside, like biking or so, I don't think I would do. You just lose too much of spatial cues around you. So you might not hear the honking correctly from where it's coming from, or a bike that's just ringing the bell, or a guy who's shouting. It's still not that well audible in terms of spatial cues. Which isn't to say this is absorbing like that much. The 13 decibels to my ear are kind of correct in terms of what they're claiming here. I have a few other earplugs here that claim way more, and yeah, they also do isolate way more than this one. So the actual claim of 13 decibels just subjectively is pretty damn fine. And I also have done a small experiment. I'll be throwing on a measurements here done with my IC711 coupler and the Sundara as transducer. Well, as you can see by this as well, I think their 13 decibels claimed here is about correct. But I do like about their webpage here, or the product description, they actually have a graph showing you how this actually attenuates over the whole spectrum. I like to see those, and also the different variations in terms of where it's attenuating. When it's inserted, you can see there nicely. And yeah, the average here is 13 decibels. The only thing that I would advise, just don't let the attenuation start at -5 decibels. That's a bit irritating, because as my measurements and as experience clearly shows, if you don't have ANC and you don't have a specific device that is built to absorb bass frequencies, it just won't do it. And that's exactly the case here. Bass frequencies basically go in uninterrupted, only lightly interrupted. Yeah, because this just does not have enough mass to absorb the bass frequencies. Yeah, so wavelength really is just too long for that. So really, I wouldn't let the graph start it at -5 decibels, because that implies that everything is already -5 decibels. But yeah, bass is basically 0 decibels, and everything after that is like up to, I think I measured like 16 decibels or something like that. So yes, if you are commuting and you are not at super busy roads or like actually a loud city center, this is absolutely fine. The attenuation is working exactly how it should. You still hear something of your environment. Maybe if somebody is like actually shouting or something, you will still hear it. And also you do get some spatial cues, but as that not the most. And also for another use case here at like concerts, if you are at the right concert, and I really have to make this correction here, the right concert. If you are, for instance, at a jazz concert and like, let's say like 20 meters of distance, this might be okay for you. But the issue is, concerts are very different. And I did actually do a bit of research for this one here. If you are a rock fan, a metal fan, or even a pop fan, this definitively will not cut it for you. Those concerts peak past 100 decibels. And some studies of metal concerts show that these peak at 120 decibels. So this will definitively not cut it for those concerts. It's just not enough of an attenuation. And yeah, that means even with 120 decibels, right, if you subtract 13, at best case that is, or like an average case here, yeah, you're still in an area where you probably will have hearing damage after the concert. So this might give you a false sense of safety here. And I would advise caution if you buy this. Make sure you know what concerts you are going to. Like, how loud will it really be? Is 13 decibels enough? Do you need 17 or do you need even more? Just make sure you get the right thing for the job. But yeah, if you are fine with this 13 decibels here, as I said, I think this is working exactly how it's supposed to. There isn't much criticism I have here in terms of how it's overall working and how well it's fitting. It's just, I think some of this marketing here could be toned down a tiny bit. And, sorry, I forgot before, another quick note I have here. If you're going to a concert that has bass, like, where bass is the star of the show, well, as you saw by graph and also by genuinely experience here, this will not cut it as well for you. There's basically no attenuation in the bass frequencies. And yeah, so in metal concerts, for instance, at a small study I found, that showed actually the highest amplitude in the whole concert was in the bass frequencies. So again, this was metal. Again, let me stress, it's metal, right? So if you like metal, you probably need something that also attenuates bass a bit. But it really depends on what music you like. And yeah, I think that can bring me to a verdict here. Quick interception here. Verdict, this is the accessories you can buy for it. This is the link, comes in the same box here, which again feels premium. And again, you need to twist it open with more rotations than should be necessary. And then again, it comes in foam. And this is just for complete picture here, because this is not included if you order this. This costs, oh, what did I note? Wait, let me quickly find my notes. I think 15 bucks. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, one moment. Yes, it's 15 bucks, this thing. And for 15 bucks, I'm not entirely sure if this is worth it. So if you're a person that loses one earplug or tends to lose an earplug, this might be an improvement. But the cable, or not the cable, the actually string at the back here is definitively too long. I don't know what to do with this much string, like it's just a bit much. And also the claims that this is neon or like reflective, I'm not so sure about that either. Like, you can see how this is looking here. And so far, I've not noticed it to be particularly reflective. And even now in the worst case or best case situations where you can see my light literally brightening this directly, there isn't much reflectiveness going on. Additionally, what I do like here, there's attention to detail. So first, these are detachable. So if anything happens, this would be detachable and you could literally just attach a new one later. And as you can also see, these magnet together. So this is some nice attention to detail. But what this means is that the actual mid here is very chunky and definitively thicker than it should be. That creates weight and also more volume, and it might not work for you because you still need to transport it with you. And with this, obviously, it doesn't go in the case no more. So you then need to take this with you, and that basically means much more volume. But I do like that they tried something here, and yeah, also the implementation is definitively working. I tried it out, and I just don't have a use for it personally. I never lost an earplug so far, so I'm also a bit of a tidy human in day-to-day life. But yeah, if you find this useful, I think this is definitively something you could use. Just keep in mind, yeah, this is gives you some additional volume. And now we come to the verdict. This is what you get for the low price of, oops, it's not actually a low price. Good thing I asked for pricing after Kickstarter, because yes, this is Kickstartered, but no, this is, from what I read, it's not an actual crowdfunding campaign, it's more a marketing vehicle for them. And after that, it's $35.99. Oof, that's a bit of a stretch for a earplug to me. I have to confess, I have ordered the Happy Ears for I think 20 bucks, and I got 3 pairs because I didn't know which size I needed, so I ordered 3 of them. And here we get one, okay, it's actually different sizes, so okay, but it's one earplug with some silicone ear tips for 36 bucks. That's a bit much. And even in Kickstarter, if you get it past the limited 300 units deal, then it's 24 bucks. And only the limited 300 units is 20 bucks. Yeah, even 24 is a bit of a stretch. Like 20 would be max I would be willing to spend on this, I have to say. Like probably more like 15. It's just a small piece of plastic combined with an earplug. I think it's a bit too expensive for what you get here, especially because there's not really technology going on. Really, we can find some pretty decent IEMs for this price, and here it's just an earplug that's literally just a bit of a mesh put in a small plastic hard chassis. So I think it's a bit too expensive after the Kickstarter, and the 20 bucks is barely what I would pay for this. And yeah, that's basically my summary. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, recommendations, and criticisms, please comment below. Donspektor out.